What's up, y'all? It's Tony with Faith Over Fear Motivations. We're coming at you today from Lake Wright Patman. We're out here enjoying the weather, wetting a line, trying to catch some fish. Just enjoying being out here. We haven't caught much, but that's not what's important. What I want to talk to you about today was like going through chemo, because last video we talked about, the getting the bad news and the where do you go from there. And I mentioned, that I packed clothes for like 6 days when I went to Houston. I was expecting surgery and to be done. And, they told me that I needed to start chemo immediately. And, I had no idea what that even meant. I didn't know how that was even administered or anything. And so, I want to talk to you about that, because I was on ifosfamide and doxorubicin were the two main chemo drugs that they gave me. One of them is named the Red Devil, is the nickname that they call it, because it's poison. That's what chemo is. And it's given to you through an IV, and so I had to go through and I had to get a PICC line put in to start with. They put the IV in your arm that goes up into your heart, and so it's like a quick attachment where they can just screw on, and so they don't have to stick you every time you get your chemo. So I had that put in, and within like 2 days I was starting chemo. When I say a cycle of chemo, that's 21 days per cycle. And so my first treatment was 6 cycles at 21 days per cycle. And going through that is, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's tough. It's because literally it's poison. Chemo is poison, and when they give it to you, it kills everything, not just the cancer. It kills all of your blood cells. It kills every bit of the hair you have on your body. I had lost my hair within about a month of starting chemo. Hair was gone, maybe after the second cycle, so maybe it was 2 months. But it makes you feel sick, it makes you nauseous. It's rough, but you can do it. You can get through it if you have to go through it. It's tough, but you can just keep pushing through it, and you'll survive. What they did is they had to go in and they had to check my blood levels every day. Like, I would get treatment and I would have to get blood work done, and I would get treatment and I would get blood work done, and I would have to maintain doing blood work even after the 7 days in a row I got treatment. There's 14 days of like body recovering, but that's when your body crashes the most, and you have to go in and do.
Did you have to, were you in Houston that whole time?
Yeah. I had to home? When I went to Houston, I had to I didn't leave for 6 months. They told me that I couldn't be more than 30 miles away from the hospital at any time.
So you had to practically move up there then?
Yeah, absolutely. Had to quit my job, quit college, quit everything. Life stopped and treatment started. That's 100% what happened. It's tough. Yeah. But as I was going through that treatment on that 21 days of a cycle deal, maintaining blood checks, blood levels, my white cells and red cells crashed out every time except for 2 out of the 8 cycles of chemo I did in the first bout of cancer. And so what that means is I went neutropenic. Like, I didn't have any white blood cells left, had no immune system left, and I would get what they call neutropenic fever. And it's an emergency trip to the ER, and they start your IVs and your antibiotics, and they're doing everything they can to prevent you from getting sick. You're already sick, you're running a fever, but at that point you have no natural defense against it, and so the common cold at that point could become life-threatening. And so that's why when you get that neutropenic fever, it's an emergency deal, like you straight to the ER. And that happened on almost every cycle of chemo I did. it almost became a norm for us, you know, about day 10, day 11 after start of chemo, that I was going to be in the ER fighting fever and everything else. But all in all, you know, I would go in and do the checkups after you did the treatment cycle. You do like 2 cycles, and then they would go in and they would do a CT and MRI, and they would look and see how the tumor was reacting and stuff. And when they would go in and do that and check, we were always hoping and praying for, you know, the tumor to be eradicated, for it to just be gone. Like you hear these miracle stories. Well, that wasn't the case. In fact, it never shrank. They said that it was dying, but you know, after 8 cycles of chemo and the tumor rebounded and started growing again, we had to go in and go towards surgery. And before they would do surgery, I had to do radiation. I'm going to talk about the radiation treatment and what all that involves in the next video. But I had to do radiation, and then we led into the big surgery where I nearly lost my leg. But if you're going through it, if you have any questions, contact me. I'm open and willing to talk to anybody who's going through it, give you a heads up, give you a real opinion of what you're about to face, because I'm not going to lie to you, it's a nightmare, it's tough. But if you keep pushing through it, don't give up, keep your head up. I mean, keep a smile on your face, stay positive. Keep your faith over your fear. Pray. I mean, pray about it, because God can do a lot of things. And I wasn't supposed to be here today, and we're out here fishing on the lake, just having a wonderful time, even enjoying a few cold beers. So there is life on the other side of treatment, and keep your head up. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, please like, share, subscribe. It means a lot, the support you give. Thanks.